Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving right into a pretty painful and, let's be honest, frustrating reality: cracked heels. We're going to investigate a huge question. Is foot salt actually the miracle cure everyone claims it is? We'll break down exactly what works, what doesn't, and how you can build a routine that actually repairs your skin.
You know, we've all seen those spa commercials, right? The ones where someone tosses a handful of sparkling crystals into a steaming basin, they soak for just a few minutes, and wow, they step out with perfectly smooth, baby-soft feet. But let's address the elephant in the room right off the bat. Does soaking your feet in salt actually fix those deep, painful heel fissures? A lot of folks expect a quick foot soak to just magically heal their cracked heels overnight. But, spoiler alert, that's not exactly how your skin repairs itself. To really get why, we need to take a look at what's actually happening down there.
So before we even talk about solutions, we've got to understand the root of the problem. The biggest culprit: plain old, dehydrated, dry skin. You see, unlike the rest of your body, your heels actually have fewer oil glands. That means they totally rely on you for moisture. And then think about the immense physical pressure we put on them every single day. If you're a teacher, a nurse, maybe a chef, or just anyone standing for long hours, you're placing non-stop stress on your heels. Plus, if you love walking barefoot, or you're always wearing open-back shoes or worn-out sandals, well, the fat pad beneath your heel actually expands sideways. And without proper shoe support, that dry skin literally just splits right open under the pressure. Throw in the natural aging process, which reduces collagen and elasticity, or medical conditions like diabetes or eczema, and you've got yourself a perfect storm for some really painful cracks.
All right, it's time to shatter a major myth right now. Foot salt? It's not a magic eraser for cracks. It absolutely cannot instantly heal those deep fissures. It definitely doesn't replace your daily moisturizer, and it's for sure not going to treat infections or cure underlying conditions. But here's the good news. What it actually can do is act as the ultimate primer. It creates the absolute ideal conditions for your skin to heal. It does this by softening those hard, thick calluses, which makes gentle exfoliation possible without hurting yourself. It also washes away dirt and trapped bacteria, and honestly, most importantly, it preps your skin to absorb hydration. So it's not the whole shebang, but it is a really, really crucial step one.
Section 1. The Salt Arsenal. Choosing the right tool for your foot bath.
Okay, so now that we know foot salt is our prep step, it's important to realize that not all salts are created equal. You can totally customize your soak. For instance, if you've had a brutally long day on your feet and you just need to reduce that soreness, Epsom salts is your go-to. It's packed with magnesium sulfate, which is amazing for relaxing tired muscles and softening rough skin. Now, if you're looking for some gentle cleansing and a bit of mild exfoliation, sea salt brings natural calcium and potassium right to the party. Want something a bit more luxurious? Himalayan pink salt is full of trace minerals for a really spa-like skin softening experience. And hey, if foot odor is bugging you, herbal foot salts blended with essential oils, think peppermint, tea tree, or lavender, are fantastic for refreshing and comforting aching feet. You basically get to pick the exact right tool for your specific needs.
Section 2, the master routine, your step-by-step blueprint to healthier feet.
All right, let's get into the main event of this explainer. The very first step of your home care routine actually comes down to a super specific number: 37 to 40 degrees Celsius, which is about 98 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Basically, comfortably warm water. Now, I know you might be tempted to draw a steaming hot foot bath because, let's face it, it feels incredibly soothing. But listen to this. Steaming hot water is actually the enemy of dry skin. It literally strips away your skin's natural protective oils, and it's going to actively worsen your dryness over time. So keep it comfortably warm, okay?
And just as temperature matters, so does time. 15. That is the absolute maximum number of minutes you should soak. More is definitely not better here, folks. If you soak for longer than 10 to 15 minutes, you're actually leaving the skin dehydrated and even more prone to cracking. A short, consistent routine is just way more effective than an occasional hour-long soak. So here is your ultimate blueprint, putting all the pieces together. First up, dissolve about 2 to 3 tablespoons of your chosen salt into that warm water. Second, soak for that strict 10 to 15 minute window we just talked about. Third, and this is key, pat your feet completely dry and pay extra attention to the spaces between your toes so you don't invite any unwanted fungal infections. Step 4, exfoliate gently. Because the soak just softened up those calluses, you can now use a pumice stone without any of that aggressive, painful scraping. Step 5 is absolutely critical. Moisturize immediately while your skin is still just a tiny bit damp.
Slather on a generous layer of something really rich, like timb butter, cocoa butter, or a cream packed with urea or ceramides. And finally, step 6, throw on some clean cotton socks and wear them overnight. This locks all that amazing moisture right in and really speeds up your skin's recovery.
To really hammer home how important that 5th step is, consultant dermatologist Dr. Rashmi explicitly states that consistent hydration is the cornerstone of healthy skin, and long-term improvement comes from following the soak with a rich moisturizer. Essentially, the soak prepares the canvas, but it's that immediate application of a rich moisturizer that actually repairs the skin barrier. Think about it. If you skip the moisturizer, that newly softened skin is just going to quickly dry out all over again, making your whole soaking process practically useless for long-term healing.
Section 3, Pro Tips and Pitfalls. How to maintain your results safely. Now, let's look at a few expert tips so those painful cracks don't come back once you've put in all this hard work. Remember, consistency always beats quick fixes, but you need the right kind of consistency. First off, do not soak every single day. Daily soaking actually dries out the skin, so limit it to just 2 or 3 times a week max. We've already covered the whole don't use extremely hot water and don't skip the moisturizer rules, but also, please, never aggressively scrub or try to peel loose skin by hand. It creates these tiny micro-injuries that can make the cracking so much worse and really bump up your risk of infection. Just be gentle. And finally, this is the most important one. If you have deep cracks that are bleeding, severe pain, redness, or if you're dealing with a medical condition like diabetes or poor circulation, do not try to fix this with home remedies. That kind of stuff requires prompt professional medical care from a doctor.
So, what does this all mean for you? Well, now that you know foot salt is this incredible prep step rather than some standalone magic cure, and you have the exact blueprint to safely soften, exfoliate, and deeply hydrate your skin, when are you going to start giving the hardest working part of your body the consistent care it actually needs? I mean, your feet literally carry you through life. Spending just a few extra minutes on them a couple of times a week isn't just skincare, it's absolutely essential self-care. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.